This channel is supported by TrueFire. TrueFire is an online library of lessons from some of my favourite players. There's thousands of lessons on there. You can use the promo code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of their courses. So I wanted to share a couple of these little concepts that I've been working with and on over the last couple of days, weeks maybe. So the first one we're going to think about, so I guess most of this stuff today is more thinking about more than just the pentatonic scale, but the pentatonic scale as kind of the first thing that we're thinking about. So we're going to be in A flat major or F minor, and I'm going to play with this particular tone because I'm enjoying it, so sorry there's a little bit of reverb on it, I'll just turn it down a smidge. Okay, and what we're going to do, start up in this familiar kind of F minor pentatonic or A flat major but down one. So the idea that there is a major or minor pentatonic, I think is a thing that also, as you start to advance, you start to realise that they're actually the same group of notes. So there is really kind of actually no major or minor pentatonic, they're kind of just the same thing, just starting at a different point. So starting here in the F minor kind of shape, okay, so this would work in the context of an A flat major tune or F minor tune, that sort of thing. What we're going to be doing is going up 6, so we're going to go down, up, 13, 15, 13, 15, 13, 16, with kind of triplet feel. So give that a try first. And you're going to be wanting to kind of angle your pick somewhat downwards, maybe also twist it a little bit. And see if you can do that. So then we're going to take that concept, just drop it down another string. Then 13, 15, 13, 16, 13, 16. And before you go further with it, you might want to try and figure that out in kind of every position of the F minor kind of thing, or A flat major. And, you know, practice being able to build that sort of fluency, building this bridge of the pentatonic scale across the guitar neck. Obviously, that's not the first time I've tried this sort of thing. Over time, what happens as you practice this sort of thing more and more, this is what I mean by you're kind of never really done with the pentatonic scale, because it's such an important part of all music, really. You know, most vocal melodies are based around pentatonic sort of stuff. You know, there's whole cultures of music based around pentatonic stuff. Players like Eric Johnson, Joe Bonamassa. It was, you know, I was later when I came to the pentatonic scale in my development, and there were things like John Petrucci, Joe Satriani and Steve Vai that I was listening to, and then I heard Eric Johnson playing and I was like, well, that's more vocal quality, and it really jumped out to me to be in this more melodic sort of style of playing, and so I sort of from there kind of had an epiphany back towards the pentatonic scale, which traditionally people might start with. Anyway, so right, we've got this, and then talking of the major scale, here's a note that we could add to the pentatonic scale to make a hexatonic scale. There's other lessons on this. So we're adding a G in an F minor. So you could think about that as like either the ninth, if you're thinking about F as the root, or the seventh, if you're thinking about A flat as the root. So we get... So we're starting this second half of the phrase here so that we get 3 notes on this string. So like that, start with 15, 16, 15, 13, 16, 13. And what I wanted to do was kind of build in a little bit of weirdness within the picking so that the line is not super uniform. So what I'm going to do is keep descending onto this 15th fret. So you get... And I strictly alternate pick this, I think. So that means that we start there with a down, or end with a down. And then what I wanted to do was jump back up to our 13th fret with an up, and come back down a pentatonic scale all the way to our root. So that's the concept, right? So up 6, up another 6, and you can practice each bit individually. That string skip may be hard. Again, keep the idea of this pick pointing downwards, I think. Kind of works. What I wanted to do beyond that, and I'll put this up on Patreon with the tabs, is take that very same concept through the pentatonic scale. Right, and you could do that in every kind of position that you've got. And it's got a different sound kind of everywhere. And kind of let the scale be your guide, where I can reach for this 7 or 9 I kind of am. So you get the 5 variations of this lick that you could try. One more. One more. One more. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to finger that. As Pete Townsend said to his editor. So there, 5 shapes there. The other thing that I discovered the other night was this idea, so similar sort of thing. We're going to take something pentatonic-ish. It's going to be the starting point. So up here, same key, starting on the 18th fret, 18, 20, down to 16. Then 1 string here on the 18th, then down, 20, 17, 20, 18. And try that as well. That's going to feel probably quite unfamiliar. This is the thing that I like to do, is kind of give it a bit of a more unpredictable feeling than by having a bit going up at the start. So the lick. And then we're going to jump back up and do the same sort of concept, but moving around the scale. 18, 20, 16, then 17, 15, 18, 15, 18. String buzz there. 18, 20, 16, 17, 15, 18, 15, 18, and then jump back up again to then 16, 18, 13, 15, 13, 15, 13, 15, and then one last time, 15, 17, 13, 15, 13, 15, 13, 16, 13. Got a really cool sound, so I'm going to figure out a way to finger that as well. You might find that if you start with different fingers, you get a more comfortable or less comfortable result. So, ring, middle, ring, middle, ring, middle, ring. Hopefully that would be quite an efficient way. But I think once that gets a little bit of tempo to it, that would sound really cool. Particularly if I could play it. So, some things to be practicing. Of course, there are then 5 other positions in the pentatonic scale that you could practice that sort of thing. I'll put those up on Patreon as well, if you want to learn those. Hopefully that gives you like a tiny bit of insight into some things that you could be practicing with the pentatonic scale that are maybe a little bit outside of your comfort zone or outside of the norm of what we might do with pentatonic scales, that can get us to somewhere like what the kind of masters of the scale might be doing, like Eric Johnson, Joe Bonamassa, some of these really creative players within the pentatonic scale. I think part of it is maybe sometimes stepping outside of the pentatonic scale as well, like Eric and Joe do, adding in that 9th note or that 7th note, so that you've got that little sprinkling of the major scale within there. I've done other videos on that around the hexatonic scale if you want to check those out. But yeah, feel free to check around the rest of the channel if you like this sort of video. Leave a comment if you've got any tips for people on this sort of stuff, or if you like someone trying to teach in this way on YouTube in general. I'd appreciate that. I'll catch you in another video soon. I was using the preset Smooth Lead 35 if you wanted to try that. That's for the Helix in the Gumroad link or HX Stomp, and the Gumroad link will be the place to get that. Cheers.